Hey guys, I'm excited to be making my first video of the new year, and this video is going to be about basic translations. Now look, translation is just a slide of a point or a set of points across the plane. So imagine that you have point P, and we are going to take that point and just slide it to a new location, and then it will be called P prime. Now in this lesson we're going to break that down. Instead of looking at it as a diagonal slide like this, we have to think about how far did it move in the X direction and how far did it move in the Y direction. So that's the information that we're given by a rule like this. We're taking some original point called a pre-image, and we're going to get the image by following these rules. X plus 4 obviously means we're adding 4 to the original x coordinate. Y minus 6 means we're simply subtracting 6 from the original y coordinate. Again, this original point is called the pre-image, while the new point is called the image. Okay, so in this diagram, this is the pre-image, and then the P prime is the image. So it's important to get comfortable with this vocabulary that we're going to be using. So it's very straightforward. So to get A prime, the image, I need to do -2 plus 4. And so that's going to be positive 2. And then I need to do 4 minus 6. So that's going to be -2. So that's my A prime. Alright, using that same rule for B, I'm going to do 0 plus 4 because of this. And I'm going to do -8 minus 6 because of this. So 0 plus 4 is 4. And -8 minus 6 is -14. Looking at the point C, I need to do -3 plus 4, and then I need to do 5 minus 6. Alright, again I'm just using this rule. -3 plus 4 is 1, and 5 minus 6 is -1. Okay. Looking at problem number 2, we have x minus 1 and y plus 5. So that's going to be -2 minus 1, and then it's going to be 4 plus 5. So -2 minus 1 is -3, and 4 plus 5 is 9. Okay, just doing that again. For this point we will have 0 minus 1, and we will have -8 plus 5. So 0 minus 1, that's -1, and -8 plus 5 is -3. Now on this point right here, I'm going to have -3 minus 1, and then I'm going to have 5 plus 5. -3 minus 1 is -4. 5 plus 5 is 10. Jumping down here to problem number 3, we've got this new rule. Okay, actually, so this is different. So now we are being given the image, and we are being asked to find the pre-image. So we're given the new point, and we're being asked to find the original point. So understand that this rule, this part of the rule, represents the image, the new point. So this should match this. Okay, that's very important. So that means that x minus 9 should match 5, and the y plus 13 should match and equal the -29. So we're going to make these little equations and then work backwards. Okay, so we know that x minus 9 should equal the 5, because this should match this. And we know that y plus 13 should equal negative 29. Alright, I'm going to need more space for this. Alright, I might have to erase as I go because there's not a lot of space. So I know that x minus 9 should equal 5. So to find x, I'm going to add 9 to both sides. So that's going to get me x by itself. So then x is going to equal 14. So I know that the original x value must have been 14. And similarly, I know that y plus 13 has to equal the negative 29. So to get y by itself, I'm going to subtract 13 from both sides. So that's going to give me y is equal to negative 42. So this is negative 42 right here. So that's the original point. Alright, similarly for point H, I know that the x minus 9 must equal 20. So x minus 9 equals 20. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides, and that tells me that x is equal to 29. And then I know that y plus 13 must equal the negative 19. So when I subtract 13 from both sides, that's going to give me y is equal to negative 32. So negative 32. So that's the point H. Okay, and once again for point I, the x minus 9 must equal the 21. So adding 9 to both sides, that gives me x is equal to 30. So this must be 30. And then the y plus 13 must equal the negative 4. Subtracting 13 from both sides, I'm going to get y is equal to negative 17. Alright, so that's point I. Let's do the same thing for problem number 4. Again, we are given the image and we are being asked to find the pre-image, x and y. So the x plus 7 part must equal 2. So subtracting 7 from both sides, that gives us x is equal to negative 5. So this must be negative 5. And then the y minus 19 part must equal 18. So to get y by itself, I'm going to add 19 to both sides. So that's going to give me y is equal to 37. Okay, so 37 goes right here. Let's do the same thing for point K. The x plus 7 part must equal 13. Subtracting 7 from both sides, that's going to give me x is equal to 6. So the 6 goes right here. Similarly, the y minus 19 part must equal 29. So I'm going to add 19 to both sides. So that's going to give me y is equal to 48. So that 48 goes right here. Alright, let's do that one more time for point L. The x plus 7 part must equal this 24. Okay, and the y minus 19 part must equal the 37. So subtracting 7 from both sides, we're going to get x is equal to 17. Alright, so the 17 is going to go right there. And to get y by itself, we're going to add 19 to both sides. And that's going to be 56. Alright, so that's it for problem number 4. Alright, number 5 is a little bit different. We are given a rule, and we are given the pre-image, alright, graphed. So we need to come up with the image, the new picture, using this rule. So I encourage you to make a little translation here. You know that the x value is the horizontal position on a graph. So changes to the x value will move a point to the left or to the right. If you're subtracting, you're moving to the left. If you're adding to the x value, you're moving to the right. Similarly, the y value tells you how far you are up and down. So changes to the y will move you either up or down. If you're subtracting, you're moving down. And if you're adding, you're going to move up. So when I see this rule, I can think of this as moving to the left 3 and down 5. That's what this really means. So that's the easiest way to come up with the image. I'm going to move each of these 3 points left 3 and down 5. Okay, so if I take this point Z and move it left 3 and down 5, alright, this will be my new point Z prime. If I take this point R, left 3 and down 5, okay, that's going to be my new point R prime, I should say, Z prime, R prime. And again with the S, I'm going to move it left 3 and down 5, and there is the image S prime. So this is the new picture. Similarly, when I look at this rule for problem number 6, I'm thinking this is going to move left 2 and down 4. So that's what I'm going to do. So left 2 and down 4. Alright, and that will give me x prime. Left 2 and down 4. That will give me f prime. Left 2 and down 4. And that will give me z prime. Okay, so this will be the image. So for number 7, they are just plain giving us the rule in words first. So let's go ahead and do the same thing. Left 5 and up 1. So if I take this point Z and I move it left 5 up 1, then this will be my Z prime. If I take point S and move it, what did I say, left 5 and up 1, so that's going to be right here, and there's my S prime. Okay, left 5 up 1, and this will be my point V prime. So this will be the image. It's a little bit hard to draw with an electronic pen like this. Okay, so now they want us to complete the rule. So we went left 5, so you see the x minus 5. We went up 1, so that's going to be y plus 1. So I think we'll just jump right over, and because it looks like we're going to do the exact same thing for problem number 8. So right 3, down 4. Okay, so here we go. So if I take this point Q and move it right 3 and then down 4, this will be the image Q prime. Let's see, let's do the point D, right 3 and down 4. Alright, that'll be image D prime. And now the point M, right 3 and down 4. And this will be the image M prime. So, taken all together, this will be the image of the triangle. And the rule, if we went right 3, okay, that's x plus 3. We went down 4, so that'll be y minus 4. Alright, for these last few problems, we are given the image, the pre-image and an image, and we're being asked to describe the translation in words, and then we're going to make a rule for it. So an important thing that you have to do is decide which one of these triangles is the pre-image, meaning the original, and which one is the image, meaning the new picture. And we will judge based on which one has the primes. Whichever one has these little primes, J prime, X prime, Z prime, that means that this is the new picture, which means that's called the image. Okay, the original picture will not have primes, and that's called the pre-image. Okay, this is the original. Alright, so that means we are always going from the one without the primes to the one that has the primes, the pre-image to the image. That's the idea. So in words, just pick one point to really focus on and track how it moves left, right, or up, down. So first of all, to line up with point Z prime, we would have to move to the left by 1. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and write x minus 1 because I know what's coming. And to get to the actual point Z prime, we would then have to move down. Let's see, how much is this? It's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We had to move down 7, so that was y minus 7. So in words, we would say left 1, down 7. And then as a rule, we would write this. Okay, let's do the same thing for problem number 9. Okay, so again, first we have to understand that the one without the primes is the pre-image, and the one with the primes is the image. So we're going from this one to this one. So just pick a single point to focus on. So I'm going to pick point M. First, I would have to move to the right by 3. Okay, so that's x plus 3. And then I would have to move up by 2. So that's going to be y plus 2. Okay, so in words we're going to say translate. So this was right 3. And up 2. And then as a rule, the point x comma y will become the point x plus 3 comma y plus 2. Alright, so that is how it's done. Alright, let's just do that 2 more times. So looking at problem number 10, again, this is the pre-image and this is the image. No primes, and then this one has primes. So let's track a single point I'm going to choose point F to F prime. So we would have to move down 1 and right 3. So translate down 1 and right 3. So then the rule would be, you know what? I always mean to to go horizontal and then vertical. Can I redo that? Just to avoid confusion, I always do the horizontal motion first and then the vertical motion. So instead of saying down 1 and right 3, I want to say right 3, and then I'm going to say down 1. Okay, so translate right 3 and then down 1. See why I wrote it the other way around? I want to keep it in the proper order for the rule. So now I'm ready to say x plus 3 for the right 3 and y minus 1 for the down 1. You always want to do the x first and the y second, because that's how ordered pairs work. Alright, and last problem. So be careful, even though this one is on the left, this is actually the image. So this is the pre-image over here. You see it doesn't have any primes, so we're going from this picture to this picture, the pre-image to the image. I am going to pick point K, and it's going to move over to point K prime. So I'm going to do the horizontal and then the vertical. So this would have to move to the left 5 and then up 2. Okay, always think horizontal and then vertical. So translate left 5 and up 2. That looks like a Z, doesn't it? Alright, so then that means the rule will be x minus 5 for the left 5 and y plus 2 for the up 2. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Go ahead and click here in the red apple to watch the next video. Click in the green apple to subscribe, or click the yellow apple for the full playlist.